Dr. Jaffe, this practitioner would like to know if he switches to PERQUE Magnesium Plus Guard, what loss of benefits will he see from not using a magnesium taurate or a magnesium threonate product?
Very good and timely question about the taurate or the threonate. These are counter ions. These are salts that are in vogue, that are being widely marketed as superior. And they are superior to ground up rocks like mag oxide, mag chloride, mag sulfate, where you get about 3 to 5% bioavailability. With the taurate or with the threonate, you can get up to a third, a little more than 30% uptake. If you give enough that you would actually replenish magnesium. And by the way, daily maintenance today is probably 440 milligrams of elemental magnesium just to keep you stable. And if you're correcting a deficit, you need to take more than that. And the dilemma is that for many years it's been known if you give more than 440 milligrams of elemental magnesium in a day, people begin to get loose stool, run to the bathroom, and run away from the physician. What we did was find a way of making tiny droplets made of choline and citrate, each of which are necessary and deficient in most people, along with magnesium, and make this into a tiny little micellized droplet, a tiny little inverted micellar nano droplet. And I know that's a mouthful, but it's just a way of getting in the magnesium, the choline, and the citrate through neutral pores rather than through the ion channel. Because that ion channel not only saturates at about 30%, the ion channel is easily inhibited by hormone disruptors, by solvent residues, by toxic metals, and a variety of things. And by the way, you need magnesium for the ATP to work. Every molecule of ATP has a molecule of magnesium with it. And one of the main reasons that people run out of energy or are fatigable is that they have enough potential, but they lack the magnesium to make the ATP active. We, of course, want people to have replenishment and sufficiency of magnesium so that their bones and joints and bodies function better. And we've been at this quite some time. The core patent issued in 2011, so it's a young patent, but we were pursuing that patent for some years. We have made this technology uniquely available because of the way in which we pioneer rather than follow others. And I will add a footnote. The best way to raise sulfur amino acids like taurine and to protect other amino acids, including threonine, is to have enough ascorbate. Ascorbate really is the maternal antioxidant that sacrifices herself so that all others can be enhanced. So if you want to enhance taurine, if you want to enhance glutathione, if you want to enhance FAD-NAD, if you want to enhance lipoic acid, take the amount of ascorbate you need based on C-cleanse or however the practitioner maintains or determines how much ascorbate the person should take. Because it turns out that ascorbate uniquely in biology sets what's called the oxidation reduction potential. It should be low. That protects the cell from damage, oxidation, and viral activation. In contrast, many people have a high oxidation reduction potential due to lack of ascorbate. And that makes them vulnerable to infection, including chronic viral activation. And when you have enough antioxidant ascorbate to set a healthy, low oxidation reduction potential, now everything else works much more efficiently and recycles more efficiently in the body. And now Alton Meister showed many years ago that the best way to raise glutathione was to have ascorbate in adequate amounts. The best way to raise lipoic acid and taurine, the best way to raise and increase FAD and NAD and NADPH, all revolves around ascorbate, vitamin C. And we, of course, advocate the fully reduced, fully buffered form, because that's the most active form. And that's the hardest to get because it means you protected that delicate molecule while it was being fermented, while it was being biologically produced. So you get 100% L form, fully buffered, fully reduced. That's the preferred form. That's what we use, and it's the only form we use. And now you raise the taurine, you raise the amino acids, and the body is energetically able to benefit from it. So please clarify the issue. One has to do with intestinal uptake, where there's a unique benefit to the choline citrate, PERQUE Mg Plus Guard and PERQUE choline citrate. And more importantly, we chaperone the delivery of the magnesium because magnesium is famous being hard to get in and it runs out as fast as it comes in. So we took on that challenge many years ago. I believe we have adequately solved it, and clinically as well as in other ways verified what we have observed, which is enhanced uptake, chaperone delivery of the safer forms of magnesium, and also correcting the choline deficiency that's endemic, that's very common in this country. Because choline is not only a communication modulator along with inositol at the cell membrane, choline is a source for acetylcholine, a very important neurotransmitter in the brain. And it's responsible for cholinergic bile salts that make the bile more soluble, that help get toxic residues and toxic matter out of the liver and safely delivered into the intestines, where it can bind to fiber, assuming you have 40 to 100 grams a day of fiber, to bind the toxins that come out of the liver through the bile so that the body doesn't reabsorb the toxins. In the lack of fiber, you reabsorb these toxins through what's called the enterohepatic, the intestinal liver circulation, the splanchnic circulation if you're technical. And we want folks to know the multiple benefits from following physiology before pharmacology, including understanding how these cells work energetically, how to enhance the uptake, and when necessary, and in the case of magnesium, it is important, to chaperone the delivery through these inverted tiny nano droplets. So hopefully that clarifies the issue, both in terms of uptake and in terms of what's distinctive about being able to deliver the magnesium, the choline, and the citrate together to the cells that are hungry for it.